by the ego prior to incarnation, then obscuration takes place. The electrical manifestation burns up and destroys the medium, and the light goes out. What we call physical death ensues, for the electrical current burns up that which had caused objectivity, and that which shone. Let us carry this idea further and realize that these units called men, who are positive, as regards their own vehicles, are but the negative cells in the body of the heavenly man, and are held within his sphere of influence by the force of his electrical life. Bear in mind again that the heavenly men are thus positive as regards the lesser lives, but in their turn are negative as regards the greater life that contains them. Here again is demonstrated the truth of the teaching given by HPB electric fire positive spirit. Fire by friction negative matter. Solar fire light, the two blended, and thus producing the objective blaze. We have thus considered the question of the electrical origin of all manifestation in connection with the four higher subplanes of the solar system, those four planes which are the four cosmic ethers, and therefore form the body of objectivity of the heavenly man in exactly the same sense as the four physical ethers of the solar system form the etheric body of the man. I have here repeated the fact, as its importance has not yet been grasped by the average occult student. This fact, when conceded and realized, serves in a wonderful way to clarify the whole subject of planetary evolution. We have now reached the three planes wherein man functions, or the gaseous, liquid, and dense subplanes of the cosmic physical. The whole subject of the Akasha will be greatly clarified, as exoteric science delves into the question of the ethers. As knowledge of the four types of ethers is available, as the vibratory action of these ethers is realized, and as the details concerning their composition, utilization, light-bearing capacity, and the various angles from which they may be studied become known, then paralleling knowledge and the corresponding four cosmic ethers will be forthcoming. Much concerning them may be deduced from the already apprehended facts, which relate to the four solar physical ethers. For instance, the fourth ether, which is even now being what we might call discovered, is at this stage characterized by certain things. I might enumerate a few of these facts with exceeding brevity, as follows. A. It is the ether, which the violet ray uses as a medium. B. The fourth ether is that whereof the majority of the etheric bodies of men are made. C. The fourth ether is largely the principal sphere of influence of the devas of the shadows, or those violet devas which are closely concerned with the physical evolution of man. D. It is the etheric sphere within which, at a little later date, the human and the deva evolutions will touch. E. From this fourth etheric sphere the dense physical bodies are created. F. It is the sphere of physical individualization. Only when the animal to be individualized was fully conscious on that subplane of the physical plane was it possible to coordinate the corresponding spheres on the astral and mental planes, and by means of this triple coordination to effect the necessary steps which enabled the quaternary to succeed in its effort to approximate the triad. G. This fourth ether in this fourth round, and on this fourth chain has to be completely mastered and controlled by the human hierarchy, the fourth creative. Every unit of the human family has to attain this mastery before the end of this round. H. It is the sphere wherein the initiations of the threshold are undergone, and the fivefold initiations of the physical plane are entered upon. Much more might be further added to this list, but I have sought only to point out those which can be easily realized as having a correspondence on the Buddhic plane, the fourth cosmic ether. It should be borne in mind that our physical plane in its subplanes has its analogy likewise to the entire cosmic physical plane. Cosmic physical plane 1. Adi first cosmic ether. 1. Atomic subplane first ether. 2. Monadic second cosmic ether. 2. Subatomic second ether. 3. Atmic third cosmic ether. 3. Superetheric third ether. 4. Buddhic fourth cosmic ether. 4. Etheric fourth ether. 5. Mental cosmic liquid. 5. Gaseous. 6. Astral cosmic liquid. 6. Liquid. 7. Physical cosmic dense. 7. Dense physical. The solar physical plane might also be expressed accurately as follows, working out the analogy to the major planes. Solar physical plane, first subplane atomic, first ether physical body. Second subplane subatomic, second ether physical anupadaka. Third subplane superetheric, third ether physical atomic. Fourth subplane etheric, fourth ether physical buddhic. Fifth subplane gaseous physical mental. Sixth subplane liquid physical astral. Seventh subplane dense physical dense. In both the cosmic and solar physical planes, the plane of Buddhi is ever the plane of at-one-ment, or the meeting ground of diversities, and of their blending not into a fundamental unity but into group unity. This is owing to the fact that the Buddhic plane is preeminently the plane most concerned with the evolution of the heavenly men. What I have therefore predicated, and the fourth physical ether can likewise be extended to the fourth cosmic ether, and find its analogy on the Buddhic plane. The place, for instance, of violet in the spectrum is of prime importance in connection with the greater cycles, and marks the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. The Buddhic plane is peculiarly the plane of violet, even though all the colors find their place there. The Lord of the Ray of ceremonial magic, who embodies the violet ray, or hierarchy, has a special relationship to the Buddhic plane. It must be borne in mind that each planetary logos works primarily on one of the 7 planes. From this we can infer that his influence finds its line of least resistance on some one plane, even though it be exerted on all planes. Again, extend the second statement and the etheric composition of the bodies of men to those of the heavenly men, and it will be found that just as the majority of human etheric bodies are built of matter of the fourth ether, so it may also be said that 4 of the heavenly men have their etheric vehicles composed of this fourth cosmic ether, Buddhic matter. Further, the 2 great evolutions, human and Deva, find their group unity on the Buddhic plane, and portions of both hierarchies blend and merge so as to form the body of the divine hermaphrodite. 126 Science of Social Organization, by Bhagavandas. 24, 12,725. Earlier, at certain fixed points, they may temporarily approximate each other. On the Buddhic plane definite and permanent alliance may be seen. On this plane also the Devas of the shadows, who are concerned in the building of the planetary scheme, pursue their work, and thus parallel the work done in the 3 worlds by the lesser builders who work with the etheric body of man. So can the analogies be worked out, for ever this law of resemblance holds good. Yet ever must it be remembered that the analogy is of a psychic nature, and demonstrates in work, activity, and quality, and not in literal identity of form. As time elapses, the work of the heavenly men in the cosmic etheric spheres will be better comprehended, and assisted intelligently by those lesser intelligences who by the study of the physical ethers will eventually hold the key of the greater manifestation. Science is the handmaiden of wisdom, and opens the door to those infinite reaches, and to those cosmic expanses, where stand those vaster intelligences, who manipulate the matter of the higher planes, and bend it to the desired form, causing the vibrations thus set up to be felt at the furthest bounds of the solar ring pass not. Automatically then all lesser lives, and all the denser materials are swept and carried into the needed channels, and forms. Vibration, or initial activity, light, or activity taking form and animating form, sound the basis of differentiation, and the source of the evolutionary process, and color the sevenfold differentiation. Thus is the work carried on. We have been dealing with these four in connection with the solar logos, and equally with the work of a heavenly man, and of man, of the human monad. Students should also bear in mind another point that is often forgotten, which is that every plane can be studied and divided in two ways. First, the 7 subplanes can be divided into the higher 3 planes or the abstract planes, and the lower 4 or the concrete planes. This division is the best and most purely metaphysical, for it embodies the entire idea of the self, the not-self, and the intelligence, with their synthesis, which produces the objective universe, whether solar system, planetary scheme, or human incarnation. In connection with the Logos, it is fully discussed and illuminatingly considered in the first volume of the Secret Doctrine, where the work of the Father and the Mother in producing the Son through conscious intelligent cooperation is handled by HPB in a masterly manner. In connection with man, the point can be grasped more easily, if the causal body on the abstract levels of the mental plane is considered in connection with the lower 4 or concrete levels from whence manifestation emanates. Second, dividing the 7 subplanes into the same higher 3 but making the 4th plane the plane of meeting, or of at-one-ment, and regarding the lower 3 as the planes of endeavor. This division primarily concerns man. Both these divisions will be seen later, as existing on every plane in the system and as having their origin in electrical force which shows itself differently on each plane but acts on all under 3 laws: attraction or repulsion, economy, and synthesis. The lower 3 planes or subplanes act under the law of economy primarily. The plane of meeting, or of union, acts under a phase of the law of attraction. Paralleling them, of course, during evolution are their opposites, showing as dispersion, repulsion, and differentiation. The question of the electrical manifestation of the Akasha on the 7 planes has therefore to be studied in its 3 main divisions, then plane by plane, or the sevenfold consideration, and finally as the 49 fires. But it must be recollected that the subject is still further complicated by the factor of time, which brings these 49 fires at different stages under different spheres of influence, and under the 3 laws of the cosmos. Thus the same fire at different periods will show itself forth as constructive light, or again bring about combustion and eventual obscuration as the result of burning out. In connection with the manifestation of electricity on the mental, astral and physical planes, we will not enlarge upon the subject, as it will later be discussed as fully as may be possible. Suffice it to say that the law holds good, and that what is laid down as fact anent a heavenly man on his own planes is equally true of man on the 4 lower planes. Thus, a solar logos 1. Electrical vibration, the plane logoic or adi. 2. Electrical light, the plane monadic or anupadaka. 3. Electrical sound, the plane of atma. 4. Electrical color, the plane of buddhi. A heavenly man 1. Electrical vibration, the plane monadic. 2. Electrical light, the plane of atma. 3. Electrical sound, the plane of